Hello, and welcome back. Ricky Ventures here, and I recently had the opportunity to visit two different light shows here in the state of Minnesota. I first visited Bentleyville, the Tour of Lights, which is located in Duluth, Minnesota, which is in the northeast part of the state, up by Lake Superior. I then was able to go visit the Kiwanis Holiday Lights, which is located in Mankato, Minnesota, and it's more in the southwest part of the state, located along the Minnesota River. I've been to Bentleyville before, and so I knew what to expect when I was there. It's got a very festive atmosphere. It's a pretty popular place, so it usually has large crowds. I have not been to the Kiwanis holiday light shows before, and so I wasn't sure what to expect, but I was happily surprised when I got there. The Kiwanis show has more of a, I guess I would call it a Hallmark Christmas type of atmosphere to it. It wasn't nearly as crowded. Wasn't as many people there, although it looks like they were set up to handle some big crowds, so maybe it was just the day I was there, it wasn't as crowded. I did visit both of them on a Friday, but when I visited Bentleyville, it was closer to when it had first opened, so maybe that's the reason it was a little bit more crowded. And when I visited the Kiwanis, it was, a couple of weeks after it had first opened, and it wasn't quite close to Christmas yet, so maybe that's part of the reason why. I would suggest if you're going to go see them, you should try to go see them both, because they both have different flares to them, I guess I would say. The Bentleyville one is definitely, like I said, more festive. It's got a lot of lights along the walking paths. It has free marshmallows they give out, and free hot chocolate, and free cookies. And then they've got warming fires where you can roast the marshmallows. They also have other things for purchase that you can get, like graham crackers and chocolate to go with it. Whereas the Kiwanis, they don't really have free things like that, but they do have concessions that you can see. And the other thing that the Kiwanis had that Bentleyville didn't have is they have some reindeer that you can go check out. They just have a little bit of different atmosphere to them. The Kiwanis was more of that Hallmark Christmas story type of atmosphere. It was kind of quiet and serene. The crowds were definitely not as big. And the light show at the Kiwanis was different because there's a lot of big trees in the park where they put on that light show. And I've never been to that park in the daylight, but I expect those trees are pretty mature and tall just from how high up the lights were. Whereas when I was at the Bentleyville, there's no big tall trees like that, and so the lights are not quite hung as high as they were at the Kiwanis. So they just had different feels to them when you were walking through them, which was kind of nice. The Bentleyville has a really tall tree in the middle of it, and the Kiwanis one's got a smaller Christmas tree in the center of it. You could visit Santa at both of them, so that was available. And they both are free admission. Doesn't cost anything to get into them. They do request that you bring a donation. Parking is free at the Kiwanis light show, whereas at Bentleyville, there's a $10 charge to park. Parking was a little harder to find at Bentleyville, and I guess obviously because of the crowds that were there. Kiwanis, I didn't have a hard time finding any parking space. The other difference between the two of them is at the Kiwanis, there's a walking path that you can go along that kind of circles the whole area to look at all the lights. Very similar to the walking path at Bentleyville that kind of circles the whole area. But at the Kiwanis, they also have a drive-through option. So if you don't want to walk, or if you don't have the ability to walk that far, you can drive through the Kiwanis and tune your car radio to a specific station they have set up and listen to Christmas music as you're walking through it. The Bentleyville one has Christmas music playing through lots of speakers throughout the park. It's easy to hear the music no matter where you're at. Whereas at the Kiwanis, they don't have as many speakers, and so there's definitely spots where there's no music playing or you really can't hear the music. But it also kind of adds to that, what I would call that Hallmark Christmas feeling, where there's areas on the path when you're looking at the lights and stuff, there's not any Christmas music playing, but you have the snow and the lights and the atmosphere. Just gives it that different feeling to it. So that's my take on the two different light shows. I would suggest that you go see both of them if you have the chance. And if you don't have the chance to go see both of them, then you're not going to be disappointed at the Kiwanis or at Bentleyville. They're both great light displays. I think you'll have a great time at both of them. And so that's my take on them. If you're still interested in learning more about the two light shows, I do have videos of both of them on my channel. So there's a video of the Kiwanis where you can see me walking around the park. You can hear the sounds of the park and check that out. I've also got videos out there from Bentleyville, so you can again hear and see what the atmosphere is all about and like. And then I also have another video out there of the Kiwanis, just me driving through the park, and I have some Christmas music set to that. So if you want to go check out either one of them any further, you can definitely go look on my channel, Ricky Ventures on YouTube, and see more about them. Otherwise, I'm going to let this film play for a little bit more so you can just kind of see some of the sights. Like I said, if you have the ability to go see both of them, I would definitely recommend it to go see both of them. If you don't have the ability to go see both of them, then you won't be disappointed if you go to the Kiwanis or if you go to Bentleyville. Both really great light shows. Otherwise, I want to thank everybody for watching. Be sure to like this video, give me some comments, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We'd really love to have you, and we will see you guys next time.